But now, instead of continuing our journey, we're time gating. We're time gating. Give me. So our first time gate on this account went to Krull, slot 6. Second time gate on this account is going to Shandie, slot 6. Sorry, that's just the way it works out. Shandie's just that. They're both those champions are just that worth it. All right, so complete area 50, complete area 75. We though those are cake. Stay back. Please be the area 75 one. 125. Okay, at least it's not 175 again. That's what slows us down usually. She has range for magic based attacks and views. Okay. All right, hopping into a Shandie time gate. Get out of my way. I'm a free to play account. Get out of my way. I'm a free to play account. Let's see. All right. There we go. There we go. Let's use. I'm going to use the core champions for this starting push, just so that people watching the video later can be like, "Oh, I can do that," because if I can do it with core champions, anybody can do it, right? Radioactive spiders are a thing. Oh no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. Your Gromma is showing item level 4,000. Well, she's not a core or evergreen. So so did you put 4,000 item levels into her? I don't know. Why haven't I gone with a third seat? What do you mean? Like with bench seat 3 or with... I don't know what that means. Yeah, you'd have had to have dumped blacksmithing contracts onto Gromma to get 4,000 item level. I mean, that would be an interesting bug, but I don't, like... I can't check my Gromma right now. I'm not... well, hold on. I can check my Gromma right now. No, I have hundreds, so she's definitely not counted as a core and evergreen. See through. Oh, to get closer to split the party. Because I'm gonna get 3 on Wednesday when I unlock Spurt. Yeah. So I'm not worried about that. I will get that Wednesday with Spurt. That's been my plan. Right now, I need a Shandie. I need a speed champion, folks. This sitting around while slowly just... it's like it's slowly killing me. I'm so used to going faster, and they're taking so long. Like, just give me my Shandie. Give me my free speed potion from Shandie, basically. I need some... I'm feeling the need for speed. But yeah. Hey, Sonata. I hope you were watching safely. Yeah, can't start a new account because it's slow. Yeah, fair. It is, once you get used to speed, it's like it's kind of like drinking caffeine every day. Once you get used to it, like people don't like to live without it. As I sit over here and live without caffeine, for the most part. I guess Barks does have some in it, but I could live without Barks too. If only Mug was at places that had sodas, I would take that. The back in my day speed has not been nostalgic. I mean, look, most of the times when we're talking about back in my day, it's not good things. It's not good things. Once you get used to speed, it's hard to live without it. Car 2024, yes. Which, I mean, fair, but Don't do illegal drugs, kids. Don't do non-prescribed drugs. Let me put it that way. Oh, why'd you do that? Just say no, he's not. That doesn't work. But I mean, I understand the sentiment. I grew up with that whole "just say no" campaign. I was like, really? I thought the better one was "this is your brain and this is your brain on drugs." I thought that was a very effective commercial, like a very effective way to describe maybe why you should, you should stay away from drugs as a child. It was a campaign in the UK too. Interesting. Okay. You had salt and pepper before or after your brain gets on drugs? Honestly, like, well, I don't cook them that way. I scramble my eggs. If we're just talking about eggs, I'm that person that's just like, nah, I just want scrambled eggs. Just give me scrambled eggs. I don't eat all these other kind of eggs. I just scramble them. I'm fine. And in that case, I scramble it in a bowl, right? And then I add like the pepper, a little salt, and then I do it. And then I do it. I don't know. There's those people that are like, and then you put some milk in it or whatever, and I'm like, I don't like fluffy eggs, and I don't understand. Just scramble the freaking eggs. I don't need the rest of this fancy stuff. They're fine just the way they are. Shandie unlock. Yep, I was feeling the need for speed, and plus I had like 11 time gate pieces, so they just all stack. I was sitting at 7 at the start of the stream, and then I got my 2 drop, and then I got one from the spring celebration, and then I got one from Mert, and I was like, all right, time for it. Eat 10 to 15 eggs a day, so I need to spice it up. Wow, that's a lot of eggs. All right. Around here, eggs got kind of pricey. I call scrambled eggs a fail omelet. I mean, that's fair. I'll take a fail omelet like that. Sure. Yeah, Spurt's my next flex. I don't know what I'm choosing after that. So, Spurt will get me split the party. Nathalis eats eggs like Gaston. Yes. Here go at the time you get to unlock the character and then just leave, or do you push the reward? Oh no, I get the gold chests. I don't push for silver chests, but I go for the gold chests. Absolutely. You want the gold chests. Silver chests. It's up to you. I mean, would I like the silver chests? I mean, I wouldn't hate a few, but the thing is this account, it would take an entire stream for me to do a deep push on this account because of the lack of speed potions. And out for that, I'd get maybe 2 or 3 extra silver chests, and I don't think that time is worth it for me personally. But if I were playing this all the time, like if this were just an account I was playing every day, all day long, idly, instead of just on stream, then I might value this a little more. But yeah. I think the first thing I learned to cook was ramen noodles, like the brick, the hard brick that comes with the flavor packet. There's multiple different brands of that, but I'm pretty sure that's the first thing I learned to cook, because all I had to do was learn to boil the water, and then once the water's boiling, drop the brick in, and then watch the clock, and once it's done, take it off, and then tear open the packet, pour it in, spread it around, let it sit a bit, and then you have lunch. And then you have lunch. Because my parents both worked. I had to be able to eat something other than like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But I cook well. It was the first. It is cooking. You are cooking something. Uh, but when you're 9, 10, I don't know. Like for me, that was there were no craft. Yeah, we didn't have craft. That was too expensive. Craft dinner's fancy. Mac and cheese. Wow, like we weren't that fancy. Easy Mac. Man, they didn't have Easy Mac back then. I'm gonna tell you, I actually like non-ironically, I highly enjoy Easy Mac. Uh, Artificially processed cheese food substitutes. I don't know why. Don't know why Easy Mac tastes so good to me, but it does. But it does, and it's all about that artificially processed cheese food substitute. I recognize it's not food, like not in the traditional sense, but boy does it taste good. Ad break. This ad break brought to you by not brought to you. Hashtag not sponsored. Easy Mac. Easy Mac. Easy Mac's cheaper than Kraft mac and cheese. So I did get into Easy Mac later in my life. Yeah, and opening a can, that's dangerous, but that's your first recipe. I mean, hey, open a can, pour it in. Sure. Did I down? I don't think. I'm trying to think. I don't think I ate any canned stuff early. It was usually just peanut butter sandwiches and ramen. I never got into the whole crack an egg into ramen thing. That wasn't a thing I grew up with, or even adding anything to the ramen. It was just look, it's just noodle. You had the flavor packet. What do you mean add stuff? Yeah, yeah. Safely open tins is important. I actually bought a new can opener specifically because uh, it's easier for people who have grip issues, but also it goes on the top of the can and spins around the outside. And when you pull the top off, there's no sharp edges at all, so you can't cut yourself. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. But yeah, that's the only kind of can opener I would want to ever use again. Velveeta on ramen. Wow. No, didn't have cheese for the ramen. Just literally just had the ramen in the packet, in the flavor packet. That's all I grew up with. Non-ironically, when I first heard of mac and cheese, that was something McDonald's sold. Man, McDonald's should have gotten on that train. Should have gotten on that train. They didn't. Just macaroni and cheese. Cheese ramen was a staple for me in Korea. Yeah, well, I totally get it. I mean, but that's not a thing that I ever had. Boo, lurking red. Boo. All right. So the one thing we are going to do here with this push that we're going to try to push as far as we can with no favor, which means I may be swapping into a non-standard group to try to. I want to be able to see if we can just easily push to 125 and beyond. So because if we can on this run, then we can just knock out the other two real fast. We'll be done and we'll be back to Tomb of Annihilation. Well, I say real fast, but it's probably going to take the stream. It's probably going to take the whole stream. Yes, Boo is the champion. Minsk is the mount. Yes. I also think I never had mac and cheese, but I think I might enjoy a proper made version. Yeah, it's fantastic. I think it really comes down to whether you enjoy it or not. It really comes down to what kind of cheese gets used. Usually, it's done on elbow macaroni, but that doesn't mean it has to be done that way. But that's the traditional kind of. Well, no, not always elbow. Sometimes it's a straight, but it's a similar. Usually elbow macaroni, in my opinion. Hey, Dice Goblin, welcome back to How to Champions. But then it's really about the cheese. Like what kind of cheese flavors do you like? Because there's a bunch of different kind of cheeses. It's a world of cheeses. There's a lot of different cheese flavors. So finding the right flavors that you enjoy are fine because you're basically just it's a melted cheese with maybe some milk and other things to make it like slippery and you mix it all up in the macaroni and then eat it. But again, I don't know what it is about Easy Mac that flavor just hits for me. Probably not for a lot of people. Guaranteed not for a lot of people because it's the discount macaroni. It's the discount mac and cheese. I could buy like a case of that stuff for next to nothing. Uh, and did as an adult when I needed to save money because it's like, oh yeah, this is an enjoyable meal for me. So, and in this one, early to get Shandy for the next two. I guess I probably will. That's probably the better option is to Is to end this one. Well, I don't want to say early. I'm going to push a little bit past 50. I want to get favor. I want to get favor for the next one. Favor's going to make it the next one faster too. But yeah, as long as it looks like we have more than enough power to get through, I think then I'll call it, and we'll move on to the next. So we have two base adventures with no restrictions. So, but we're going to need some favor for that other restriction. On everything bagel and maple syrup pancake sausage and egg cup of noodles. Look, if that's your thing, okay. It's not mine. Not mine. It isn't neon orange cheese powder. Is it really mac and cheese? It's more like if you're not eating mac and cheese that uses neon orange cheese powder, are you really poor? Look, if you're eating something that isn't neon orange, I think there's a lot of things that are like, if it isn't neon orange, are you really poor? Because that worked with Tang back in the day, that they tried to tell you, oh, it's astronauts drink. Like, Tang was this neon orange powder that you mix with water. Oh, it's not great. There's an everything but the bagel spice blend. Wow, I love it. Everything bagels are my favorite bagels, followed by cinnamon. Followed by like a good toasted cinnamon bagel with butter. That's like candy. It's like candy, but it's a bagel. Yeah, but well, once we get past Area 50, I'll be open to swapping champions. There's no way I'd get to Penelope on this first round with no favor. There's no way. Cheese product. Well, like I said, it's artificially processed cheese food substitutes. Am I allowed to say what the show tomorrow is about? It's just GG2E. It's just a special edition of GG2E because Tuesdays isn't when we usually stream. It's Thursdays, but I'll be on Tuesday, Thursday, and then the tutorial show on Saturday this week. Yeah. So they call it like special elegant celebration stream or something, and now I'm like, do I need to dress up? I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to dress up tomorrow. And be like, well, they told me it was an elegant stream. That would be funny. That would be funny. I mean, you joke. I don't have a top hat, but I do have a nice hat. Like it's not a top hat, and like it's like the like stovetop type of hat, but just wear a monocle. I don't have a monocle, or I would. I must try Tang and mac and cheese with switch to powders. No. No, please. Sure what American cheese is, but if it's the cheese for burgers, I can't stand it. American cheese is usually what a lot of people put on in the United States, it's what goes on burgers. Now, not all American cheese is created equal. Kraft American cheese slices are like, that's what you put on a burger. It is. It just is. But you can get burgers with all kinds of cheese on, different cheeses on them. Will I be singing a theme song? No. It's not a new show. It's just GG2E on a special day. For you, it was a special elegant celebration stream, but for Gar, it was Tuesday. Yes. I can't find a monocle that quick. There's no way. And again, I'm not doing like a stovetop. I have a hat. I mean, I've probably got something. I don't know. I'll look. feel like more likely I have goggles and a monocle, but I'm not sure why. Probably because I used to have a motorcycle. I had a half dome, but I needed goggles. I never got around to finding good goggles. I wanted to find like the old school motorcycle goggles, and I never found a good pair that gave me good vision. And I think that's probably because they're old. Um, hey Morty, government cheese is we've talked about this. We talked Necronis. You may not have been around. We have talked about the joy and happiness that is government cheese, and why the government has cheese. Like, why does the government just have a stockpile of cheese? We've talked about that. Yeah. Make a monocle with a paper clip. Oh, no. Even Garwar gets another stream. That's because I put in chat, hey, I get another stream this week. Uh, Compassionate tells you don't understand. I guess how everything works. You're not very compassionate. Go away. Forever. Banned. Banned. I was on the board of the local food bank for a while, and they had pallets of government cheese. I bet, yeah. I bet. My first bad impression of American cheese came from the Blue Brothers, the Cheese Whiz spray can. Well, Cheese Whiz and American cheese, two different things. Spray cheese is a thing. But again, it's like any other artificially processed cheese food substitute. It just has a different flavor. It just has a different flavor. It's like the difference between like Cool Whip, and Ready Whip. If you don't know, Cool Whip comes in a tub, and it's whipped cream, like a Cool Whip, and you scoop it out and dollop it on things. But Ready Whip can shake, can and shake, spray. Psh. All right. Um, yeah, it's an all natural chemical substitute. Exactly. Like I'm down for some. We've got Ready Whip in the fridge. Yeah. Look, it's all about like what did you grow up with, what did you get used to, what tastes good to you, and a lot of that stuff gets formed early on, right? Maybe you go back. What exactly is government cheese? Okay, okay. So, so back in the day, this is the most common way people know about government cheese is back in the day, and I mean decades and decades and decades ago. When you signed up for like food assistance programs, like what are now like called like food stamp programs here in the U.S., but food assistance. You got boxes of food. Like you got issued a box, and in that box were different canned and boxed things, and then there'd be a big old giant brick of cheese, of just it's actually pretty high quality cheese. You could slice or shred or do whatever you wanted with, and it was just referred to as government cheese. It came in a my recollection was it came in a white wrapper. Um, and where the cheese came from was dairy subsidies. So dairy farmers they couldn't sell all the milk or whatever, and the government would had subsidies where they would buy the excess milk, but you can't just store excess milk. Uh, so they turn it into cheese, and it was a good cheese. Well, by American standards, it was a good cheese. Better than what you would normally buy if you were going to go to the store and buy cheese, because all of the places that you would buy cheese from just put the cheapest cheese as possible in and sold it to you, right? Like to try to make money. But the government's like, well, we already paid for this. we got to give food away, we're just going to give this away. And there's this huge, to this, I think to this day, there's a huge stockpile of cheese because the U.S. government has always subsidized dairy farmers like outrageously, and they've made more milk than they can really do anything with, and so they turn it all into cheese, and that becomes government cheese. Yeah. So that's what government cheese is. It's basically it's this. There's huge stockpiles, underground stockpiles. This is not. It sounds like a conspiracy, but they to save money on storing it, they store it in naturally cool caves in the Midwest. I think some of them have been. Some of the stockpiles have been bought out, but I don't know. But yeah, that was it was a whole thing, and it was good. So for a lot of people, that was the best cheese they ever had because they couldn't afford to buy anything else. There was anything you could afford to buy was garbage. Bacon flavored spray cheese. Oh no. Well, they'll add bacon flavoring to everything. I mean, there's bacon flavored soda, so you know. Now the problem there is a problem with like the cheese subsidy program is and the dairy subsidy programs. They put so much money into this, but a lot of people are lactose intolerant, and you'd get milk and cheese as part of your box, and you couldn't eat any of that. Nowadays, yes, nowadays it's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program or SNAP. Yeah. But back in the day, it was just welfare. If you were on welfare, you got boxes with government cheese in it. Yeah, brown box, wax cover. Well, it was like a white wax wrapper, is what I recall, but it was in a brown box. Yeah, but to me, white wrapper is the wax wrapper. Yes, caves of cheese in Ohio or Missouri. Which I mean, the term caves of cheese makes for a great D&D topic, right? You have entered into the caves of cheese. Uh, Naturally cool caves. You go in them, the first sound you hear is "Hey!" Proud of my fingers for nailing that snap. Yeah, 4 billion or wait, 14 billion pounds of cheese. Yeah, 1.4 billion pounds of cheese stored in a cave in Missouri. Yeah, yeah, it's man. Yeah, yup, that's a thing. That is a thing. The mines of mozzarella. Yeah, it's all right. The golems are all lawful Gouda. Eh? Eh? Alright. Oh. Do dwarves hold cheese? Hoard cheese, they eat it. They absolutely eat it. I don't know if they hoard it. They could definitely store lots of it because usually they're in the cooler areas of the underground places that they live. Yeah. They gave people cheese due to a huge surplus of it. Yeah, they had to do something with it. And the problem is like they could do it now too, but now the way it works is you just get, like credits, like things you can use to buy stuff at the store, and they could tank the whole cheese market. Oh, I don't know. I'm really hoping that it's that government cheese is on every military base, U.S. military base around the world. Um, but it's probably not because they probably got a contract to buy it from someone. Man. You watch too much Dev Insights for jokes that bad? Oh, oh. I mean, look, I have a bad puns tag on this channel for a reason. Cave age cheese and dwarves makes sense. It does. Yeah, that's why her name is Caddy Bree. Yeah, there you go. There you go. We're done. See that at a fifth patron probably a while back. No, they just a week. I mean, a while back. Yeah, last Wednesday. Last Wednesday. Elminster, Dice Goblin Elminster is the end game patron, like or late game. I should say late game patron. End game is after you've done like everything, but Elminster is the new late game patron, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So there are a handful of people who are decrying that the sky is falling and that Elminster has brought doom on idle champions and whatever. They just don't like change. And Elminster creates change constantly. Cheeseonomics. Oh man, yeah. Let's talk cheeseonomics. And honestly, I'm not a big cheese consumer. Growing up, I had like dairy allergies. I do consume dairy to a small amount. I love a good sharp cheddar, like with sausage, like a summer sausage and crackers. But I can't eat lots of dairy, or else my body like, hates me. I'm not lactose intolerant. It just my body just does not like cheese. All right, well, not just cheese, but like doesn't like and I've built up a tolerance to small consistent amounts of dairy products. It's probably what keeps my allergies active year round. Um, but if I have too much, when I was a kid, if I went to like because my grandparents had a farm, and if I went to a neighbor's like dairy farm and they had like fresh milk, if I took a sip, I'd end up like violently ill, like vomiting everywhere. It was bad. Uh, yeah. Canonically, blind monks milk catoblepas and turn it into cheese from one E Monster Manual? Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, as we all know, if it's got nipples, you can milk it, right? Oh no. But yeah, people make cheese out of all kinds of stuff. So Enton strength. No, Elminster. It's only champions that have been released in the last 3 years, or who have been reworked in an event in the last 3 years. That's Elminster's requirements. So you can't just ride the Artemis wave through everything like you can in other patrons. You've got to invest in building up new champions. Ernax wisdom dexterity specs affect himself. No. No, I don't think so. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I want to say no, but I haven't. I haven't done a whole lot of testing with Nirax since he got butchered. So. Well, DM fishing. I don't. I'm kind of they get rid of that kind of gameplay. It's really garbage gameplay. Apparently, only the government. The government used to only own about 300 million pounds of the cheese. They've sold the rest to private companies. And still, that's a lot of cheese that could do a lot of good to people, right? For people, right? That's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. I mean, I don't hate the idea of the world being on the back of a turtle, but that's, you know, science says otherwise. I mean, we could just be on the back of an invisible turtle. 300 million pounds is cheddar than nothing, yes. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's American cheese, right? They say they were considering DM unlocking a whole slot worth of champions to make it easier to fish. Oh my god, did they? No, probably. Oh well. It's turtles all the way down. All the way down. All right, so we passed our area goal, and this is one of the things. One of the reasons you keep pushing in the time gate is we want favor. We're only at what 300 and something favor. I'd like more favor than that, and we're moving along quickly, so I don't feel like you know progress doesn't feel slow, but I don't want to stay here forever because I want to get Shandie, and I want to use Shandie to go faster through everything else. Ooh, hey, gold chest. Gems, gold chest. Buy. Open. Sigh. Well, we got a blue, but I guess we're... Oh, yeah, because we're epic. We're fishing for epics, that's right. We're just fishing for epics now. Orange potion of heroism. Man, why couldn't it have been speed? Couldn't it have been a orange potion of speed? Take these. Take all of these. Brave is still my one and only target for blacksmithing contracts. That will only change if and when I get Human. Ad in about a minute. Ad break. And this next ad break, I'm going to go refill my drink. I'm not gonna. It's gonna be a little while lurking rider for me to get around to Pratchett. I just got the 6-pack of Dune books, and I'm letting my mom start in on those first. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can answer this question real quick. I had Hanorama just unlocked elements and want to start doing some variants, so just go try coasting to the finish. Yes. Yeah, just go try it. Even if you fail, at least try it. After that, if you could fail that, drop back down to the Invisible Wizards of Thay. It's in the same place. Then try that. Figure out how far you can go and go from there. All right, be right back. All right. I'm back with more root beer. It's a 2 root beer kind of Monday. It's a 2 root beer kind of Monday. So if I want to be super duper efficient with the packs we got today for the absolute adversaries characters, I should get them all to greens with electrums first, right? If you want to be super duper efficient, yes. I will tell you though, I mean 16 gold chests, you're gonna end up with at minimum a full blue and 2 epic just from opening those. But if you want to get like a foundation of some item levels and have some more item level, like you can get more item levels by using the electrums first. Whereas it's going to be harder to pop those electrums later and get them to land on those champions, right? But you can do it any way you want. I mean, with 16 electrum chests, or 16 gold chests, you're gonna get, you should end up full blue with like at least 2 epics. Because your first pity timer is at 4 gold chests, the second's at 10, so you should have 2 minimum. You had an eclipse on stream, folks. The chair was in the way of the light. Total eclipse. No way I'm getting to 1300 without Jim, Artemis, or any other of my deep. Caddy Bree and Birdsong are huge. Jim is, well, if you don't have Caddy Bree is Caddy Bree recent? I don't know. Birdsong got, well, no, did she get reworked recently? Carlock. I think I rode Carlock DPS. I don't know. I did it on stream. I did it on GG2E like last week, I think. Was it Carlock? Did I Carlock DPS? Carlock's huge. Carlock is huge. Hail Hydrate. I do have a full bottle of water. Big stretch. Thanks, Lost a Minute. I have a couple. I have a few. I should say a few. A couple to me is like 2, but I have a few. I've got this JCM shirt. I've got the new cards on the table one, which I think it was only available for a while at concerts, which is really cool. Idle Duck with the gift subs. I think I've got 1 or 2 more. Idle Duck, J.M, J.Mi, Verdix, 1911, The Marianne, Gertis, Mary Leandri, you've been subbed by Idle Duck. Courtesy of Idle Duck. Yeah, I was just thinking Caddy Bree, no. Birdsong, no. Carlock. What level is my Carlock? That's a good question. She beefy. Probably average item level close to 1,000. Yeah, I mean, I went hard on her because she's my new DPS main. Because they butchered Narak, so I switched to Carlock. Which was going to happen anyway. I mean, Carlock. Yeah. I don't even use the rest. I don't necessarily use the rest of the absolute adversaries. Carlock's just huge. Like we got Carlock over here. She's 5 blues and a green, right? But I also have Dark Urge. Dark Urge is 5 blues, a purple, and one of the blues, a good blue, is shiny. Carlock destroys the Dark Urge DPS wise. Carlock's huge. And there's a code for. Did you get Carlock? If people don't have Carlock, see if the code still works. Just punch the copy paste that into the cryptex and see if it still works. It unlocked. That's how I got Carlock on this account. It came with some gold chests. So if I could get one more named Carlock gold chest, I'd get an epic for Carlock because we're at pity timer. Carlock versus Artemis, who would pull through if same item level? Carlock for sure would win at lower item levels. Are we just saying all of the item levels are on the DPS? Because Artemis needs supports that have high item levels too. Carlock would need all around fewer item levels, I feel like, than Artemis. Or Carlock doesn't. I put her to 1,000 because that's just what I was doing. That's what I was gonna do. It's just want to do DPS. I wanted to give her just a ton of item levels, but she can pull through with fewer than Artemis. Artemis basically needs a huge item level investment to get good, whereas there are a bunch of other champions in this game that don't need you to go outrageously into those kind of item levels to still do solid stuff and complete content. Yeah, the Dark Urge's ability to be used anywhere is his strength, kind of like Dungeon Master. Yeah, Frown Squan. Artemis really comes online about average item level 1,000. I say this, and a lot of people argue with me about it, but I've legitimately had my old account. He had like over 700 item levels on his flute, and he was getting destroyed by half of my roster, and no one could understand why. And I'm like, look, because he's not good all the time. He has a power curve. He's got to get higher. Now my Artemis is around 1,000, and yeah. Get the Electrum from Mars's stream. Hold on. On Penelope. Oh no. It is Penelope, but it's a blue. Did it go? Did we blue a green instead of greening the white? I know that's a silly question, but it matters. But it matters. We did. We blew to green instead of greening the white. Oh, God. Oh, game hates me. Game. I've gotten blues out of Electrums now for two or maybe we opened a goal. I don't know, but wow. Yeah, I blew it. I blew it. I like Carla because I was able to push area 1400 using her with item level 50. I mean, I feel like your other champions were pretty beefy, but she's strong. Look, and it's not just all the time. It's when you can pop her ultimate and get it up to 100 stacks, which is fairly easy to do, but you got to turn off auto progress. Spike that bud and ride a fire breath wave. She's beefy. The problem is that ultimate cooldown timer is ridiculously long. Yeah, the Galen Penelope thing is the code I used over the weekend, and then they called me a thief. Said I stole it from them, and they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me it was. Nobody put a hold on that. I typed it in and tested it. It wasn't a valid code when I asked for it. But her damage goes up a ton when you use the ultimate because her abilities that are based on rage stack to 50, and they stack multiplicatively. And when you hit her ultimate, they go up to 100. And adding 50 more multiplicative levels to something ridiculous. I mean, that's some of the most powerful stuff in the game is multiplicatively stacking ability. She's fantastic. She's fantastic. And I only use her as a DPS. I don't put her in the tank column. You put her in the tank column and hit her ultimate, and anyone that hits her takes like 3 times as much damage as she's dishing out with her hammer, I think, somewhere around there. I can't remember. What's her base attack speed? Hold on. Yeah, almost it's 15 seconds worth of bud, and this is effectively 6 seconds worth of bud, so yeah. I don't know if she mops. We were talking about this, but she wins. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. That's Carlock. That's Carlock. Oops, click my button. I was trying to click the crow. Really matter which chest gives the double blue. You only may get 1 chance for the new green and the gold. I mean, could I do this? Could I open my Penelope chest? Yes. Am I gonna? No. That's my personal choice. It doesn't mean you got to do it that way. Thing is, I'm not in a hurry to gear up Penelope. I can't even get her in my formation right now. So, yeah, yeah, you could use her and Gale in a double tank formation. Sure, sure. I think when I used her with Dark Urge in the formation, she would steal DPS but she would steal Bud from him at times. When she ramped up, she would steal Bud. And that was when I was like, oh. Okay. There might be speed pots in that chest. We'll see. Look, I'm going to open this. We're going to get Shandie's going to give us speed. Oh, we got 1420. Look, we're good. We're good. Oh, and we got 2 more. All right. I was like,